Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm actually going to be covering a new C2 framework called Havoc. It was just released within the past 24 hours, and it is a really cool C2 framework. I've been playing with it a little bit, and if you haven't had the chance to check it out, go ahead and check out C Spider. Hopefully I said that right. I don't know if he goes by C5 or Sea Spider, but nonetheless, here is their handle on Twitter. Uh, he and his crew put together a really awesome C2 framework that has a really cool feel to it. I absolutely love it. It has enormous potential. I'm playing with it a little bit, like I said, and today I'm going to be showing you kind of like the high level view, how to start it up, team server client. If you need to install it, go ahead and follow their quick start page. It's really cool C2 framework. They have an installation link as well. It doesn't take that much. I installed on my Kali today and hadn't had any issues really that I can see. So I'm just gonna kind of be going over the top level view of things, and then also seeing what that looks like in Security Onion, and see if we can drill in and hunt and correlate and do all that kind of good jazz. See if we can uncover any IOCs and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what the particular spawning and PPID spoofing, or if there's anything intricate or advanced about this, if it does any kind of evasion or whatnot. So I guess we'll just kind of check that out in the SIEM. I'm using Proxmox for my hypervisor. I got this whole domain join environment going on, sending an email to a client. They click on a link, they download the payload, and there you go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. But before we start, I just want to go ahead and say this now. This is just for educational purposes only. Don't go and start, trying to emulate this, and do anything nefarious. I'm just kind of showing what the deal is, and maybe from a different perspective of things. So yeah, let's jump into it right now. Here's my terminal. If you download Havoc from the GitHub and follow the instructions, it's pretty straightforward. The only thing here is I'm going to show you how to spin up the team server, spin up the client, and if you have another client want to connect in, what that looks like. We'll do the whole payload. We'll run some commands. We'll do some interaction, show some of the new features, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the scene, do a little poking around, see what the alerts are generated, and so on and so forth. If you haven't had a chance to install, once you do, you'll be presented with some options. You can look at the wiki, but as you see right here, when you spin up the team server, you can specify profiles. Now the generic profile is very generic. It has some specifications in there for username, password, user agents, equate that to like a malleable profile, and some other settings as well. So to get it started, you're essentially just going to run you can run it with default, but I'll just use this profile because I have username and password in there. It's very generic, nothing too special. And when you run it, you set your specifications, you have your IP for your client to connect into, and your listeners will start. Now, when you go ahead and run your client, it'll pop open another GUI interface so that you can connect into your team server. All right. And this has a very Cobalt-esque vibe to it. So if you're familiar with Cobalt Strike or anything like that, yeah, you'll definitely feel right at home here. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter in the creds and connect right in. If you have multiple operators that are connected into your team server, you can go back to your terminal and kind of see what that looks like. So you have another operator connecting in, and they have their own username and password. They can go ahead and put that in, and then you will be able to communicate with each other through the team server that you're connected into. And there we go. Send off a message. What does that look like? All right, they're in, we're all in, it's game time. So let's go ahead and look here. We have some pull down menus, view, listener, session view, table graph, team server chat, event viewer, attack for the payload, some scripts. This is kind of interesting. I wonder what that's going to look like. We might dive into that later, but I'll kind of keep it general for this one. Let's go ahead and do the payload right now. Let's see. So it looks like it sets the agent name daemon. You might go ahead and change that. And some injection methods right here. Some foliage, sleep technique. Okay, I like that. Jitter ×2. We'll go ahead and bump it up. Let's say, I don't know. Let's see, what's that? 3? Yeah, sure deal. Let's go ahead and generate. Looks like it's going to be HTTPS. SMBs, yep, so with HTTPS, I like that. Go ahead and generate. So let's see what happens after this. I think I did one earlier. We'll get rid of that. Boom. Go back to here. Payload. See what happens. Go back to here. Payload. And okay, let's go ahead and save it. Havoc injects. We'll go ahead and name it when update. Oops, if I can spell. When up there. Update. Okay, there we go. Boom. Save that. Cool deal. Set the directory. Okay. Exit. You can see that's right there. Go ahead and minimize that. That's being served up over our Python HTTPS server. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and come on over to our victim and we'll send an email off real quick like. So let's go ahead and write a message. And what we'll do here is go ahead and craft up an email from our distant end. 1 second. Go ahead and get that going. Let's see here. Let's see, virus, threat protection update, antivirus protection. Probably need to go ahead and do that. It's been a couple days. An update. Go ahead and send it off to our guy. We just got an email in. All right, it's from our trusted CEO. Let's go ahead and open Defender real quick. Open Sesame. And Defender's good. All right, let's go ahead and open our email. And we have this nifty little link we're going to click on. We'll go ahead and click on it. And let's see what we got here. Do we have any alerts just yet? No alerts just yet. All right, so we have our Win update. We'll go ahead and click on it. Look at Defender. What does it say? No threats just yet. And let's see about this payload coming down. Looks like MS Edge is going to download it. Let's see if we got any alerts just yet. All right, looks like we got our Python server alerting. Let's go back over here. Looks like MS Edge didn't scream at us, so let's go ahead and open it. And once we open that, let's go ahead. All right, so we got smart screen. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Run it. And let's take a look at our C2 Havoc. See if we get callback. Hopefully we do. Defender is on. Let's see if we can bypass it. Probably no signatures just yet. Don't know. Boom. There we are. We have corp user. Looks like the red ID. I don't know if that's for higher context or whatnot, but nonetheless, let's do this. You can right click and interact. You can also right click and do process list. And we have all our processes running on our endpoint right now. Pretty cool. I like that. It's collapsible. Oh, it is collapsible. Nice. All right. Let's take a look at our SIEM. What do we have? Interesting. We have a high severity alert for a sliver framework TLS. Very interesting. Let's look at that real quick. What is that? It looks like a generated cert golden gate bridge. I don't know if this is like a cycled out generated cert type deal, but interesting enough, it hits on some string in here. It's equating ET rules is saying it's sliver. We know that's not the fact right now, but yeah, very interesting. Let's see, anything else hit? Refresh. Nothing yet. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go back. Here we are. See our process ID 8084. Let's go ahead and interact. And if you want to interact, you can just press or type in help to see the list of commands. Let's go ahead and let's do help shell. Okay. And it gives you some examples right there. Help PowerShell, help net, help pivot. Let's go. Let's see what else we got here. Help config. What was that also? Help config. Interesting. I like that. Run DLL 32. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Let's just keep it simple right now. Let's do shell. Who am I? See what we get back. Corporate administrator, very nice. Don't have any hits on defender right now. Go back here. Yeah, I don't see anything hitting. Let's go ahead and scroll on over to our SIEM. Let's go ahead and run a few more commands. Shell host name, right? Let's go ahead and shell net user. See what that comes back as. Okay, shell IP config. Let's go ahead and make sure we type that out just right. Let's do some generic reconnaissance, on the endpoint. Geez Louise, if I can type right. Shell IP config. Yeah, just some generic stuff. I wonder if we can do all. Will that / mess anything up? No, it doesn't. I thought we're getting it all back. Interesting. Okay, so just some situational awareness commands. Let's go ahead and look. What do we got for alerts? If we wanted to do some host space alerting, we could do that. But for now, we're just catching it over the wire. So we have a real good hit on 443 for this endpoint. Let's go ahead and hunt this IP right here and see what all data sets that we have. Let's go ahead and scale this down to 24 minutes. And it seems that we have a few different various data sets. We have Zeek, Zerikata, Sysmon. Sysmon is gold in this context, right? Let's see something real quick. Let's do this. Let's exclude this person right here. And let's only look at, we have SSL connection. So we have a Zeek SSL connection right here. Anything else in particular? Let's look at this PCAP real quick. What does this look like? Obviously, it's going to be encrypted, but let's just verify. Right here. Okay, so we had this string that we saw earlier in the initial PCAP. Seems like we're on the right course of action. Probably what we would do We don't want to lose oversight of this, right? We'll go ahead and escalate this to a case. And you can look at the cases right here. You can see the initial details, click on the binoculars, and then go into events, and then look down. Here's the event right here, and this is just the rule that it hit on. But we're just adding this for the upfront case placeholder, right? Go back to alerts. We can look at acknowledged or escalated, and we can drill down here, and we can go back and then hunt again, but we're already here. So let's do this. Let's hunt this IP again. Actually, let's correlate this IP. Let's see what else we got. So we have Zericata, Sysmon, and Zeek. Three very crucial different data sets that help kind of paint the whole picture. So if we look at the first one, right, let's go ahead and look at the first connection. So we see the connection right here. Actually, this is a Sysmon log. So we see that when update is connecting, and if I see something like this, especially from a downloads folder, making a connection outbound, I'm immediately going to look at the attributes of this binary, right? Something that you'll see right here is this process PID 8084. Okay, that sounds familiar. If we just go back over to the C2 framework, we see that the process spawned with a PID of 8084. That's something that we probably want to hunt to see if we can do any correlations between that process ID and anything else. So let's go back real quick to our SIEM and look at some other stuff. We have this self-signed certificate. This self-signed certificate is definitely something that you're going to be wanting to look at a little bit further. And here we have the attributes of the CA. This would be something that would be an IOC. Is this like a non-standard? Is this something that is supposed to be in the environment? If not, we want to hunt on that, right? And it's fairly easy. You can go to Kibana, look at user agents, SSL search, so on and so forth. But yeah, so this is something that you can definitely add. So we take this right here and we add it to like an existing case. Not only that, we can do the first one right here. Escalate this as well to the existing case. Boom. Escalate this one as well to the existing case. And we come back over here to our cases, and we have more data to look at, more attributes, more observables, right? This is pretty cool because now we're able to say, okay, hey, look, we have a binary, we have a connection, we have the SSL cert attributes. We can go ahead and add all that to our observables and hunt on that later. So say, for instance, right here, let's go ahead on the fly. Let's add this binary when update.exe. I want to put this down a little bit further. Let's go ahead and do this process executable, add as an observable. I'll skip all the nuances right here. We'll go ahead and add it, and then we can go back here and we can hunt, right? And when we hunt on that particular executable, we can pull up several other data sets. And if you're into the whole graph thing, you can make a Sankey diagram. I like to look at PIDs and try to make some correlation to the particular PID in question. So yeah, let's go back real quick and let's look at something. Let's look at, so we have a network connection, right? And we also see the command.exe was ran as well. Now we're looking at when update.exe, this string and all the data sets. Okay, so when it comes to like a specific attribute to this binary, we need to look at to see if there's anything that stands out, like outside the norm. And right now, all this is this binary making connections. Let's look at the next log, and we see the image and then the target object. They have user. Let's look at the next log, and we have some more additional information as far as the parent image. So we have hashes associated with the parent image, but we do have legitimate binaries that are being used to call upon certain functions as far as like who am I and whatnot. Let's go up another one real quick. Do we have anything else? Service creation. And we had the host name and so on and so forth. Let's look at this one right here. Yeah, so pretty interesting. So looks like we're able to identify straight up. Doesn't seem like there's any sort of like evasion out of the box, so to speak. If we look at the URL zone transfer in the next log right here, we can see probably exactly where it came from. You can look at your URL zone transfers with syscon logs and see exactly where it was downloaded from. But right here we see the process creation and the file version, description of product and company name, all that stuff. It's not self-signed, so that is right there 100% no-go. This is something that you would add to a case and say, hey, look, we have this binary right here that's in the environment. It's not self-signed. Yeah. Now, the binary itself may have evaded AV, right? But when there's other enrichment logs, like more visibility in the environment, so to speak, and you have like all these various data sets, you can go ahead and quickly tell what shouldn't be there. And this is a telltale sign that this should not be there. So we would go ahead and add this to a case, like for sure, 100%. Add it to our initial one, and we can do more triage and more enrichment, so on and so forth. Image loaded. Let's look at that. Curious what this is. Yeah, just says DLL side loading. The particular config that I'm using is Olaf Hartung's syscon config. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be relying on that one for this. What I'm really interested in is this process ID. I want to see if I can go ahead and group together process IDs. And what we can see right here is 8084, 8084, 8084, and process creation. So I want to do this real quick just for the heck of it and see what all we have. And I don't know particularly if we can spawn to a different one. I have to check real quick. Can we inject? Can we spawn? I don't know. This is so new to me. I haven't used this a lot. Process list, dir, upload, remove, cat screenshot, take screenshot. It might be interesting. Inline execution. We might need something for that. Can we do any injection? What about this? We have process list. Can we inject into service host? Inject? What did that do? Did not do anything. Let's do help. No. What do we have? Well, I don't think we can pivot. Pivoting is disconnect from pivoting agent. No, it seems like a lot of this stuff is very new. Shellcode, PowerShell, execute PowerShell commands, and it gets the output. I don't know if we can jump to another host with this. This is very just overview type stuff. I'm going to see if we can take it a little further and see if we can do any process injection. I don't think we can. It seems other modules. Other modules. No. Help me again. Let's look at this again. Shell, PowerShell, inline execution. Token. .NET config. What is help token? Let's look at that real quick. Help token. Let's see here. Privs get, try to enable all specific privileges from current token. Get current UID from token. Steal token for specific process. Save in token vault. Interesting. Impersonate stolen token from specified vault ID. Interesting. Make token from user credentials. Privs get. I wonder if we can get current UID from token. So let's do token and then get UID. Token user. Okay. Let's see here. Token steal. Help token. Token steal 1337. So might need a process. So 4500. 4500. Let's do that. So 4500. Does that work? I don't think so. Token steal. Yeah. Oh, no, I had help in front of that. That probably won't work out that way. T back on there. Successfully stole token from 4500. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. View loot collection. No. Screenshots. No. Okay, that probably doesn't make any sense. Process list here. Let's go back and let's see. Can we see anything else? Let's see here. So I don't think we're going to see much. Let's go back. Did Win update do anything janky? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's go back to our alerts. No alerts because everything's over HTTPS. Interesting. Let's go back to Hunt. And I wonder if we can do this real quick. Let's just hunt the host and see if we see anything out of the ordinary. So here are all of our other various data sets. Log security event logs. Let's scale this down to 5 minutes. And we have sysmon, process creation. So I wonder if we have anything that would point us towards. Let's just group together sysmon, because usually that's a lot of good information right there. System file create. What is this? Yeah, I'm not really exactly sure if this is what we're looking for. ETL, not really. File create service host. Okay, so I wonder if this is it right here. Let's look. Image loaded. So let's look at the first one right here. So last live one.dat. I think what we did was we used 4500. Go back up here and let's see image load. Task, DLL, process ID. No, I don't think so. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Scheduled task is used here. Yeah, not really sure. But what I can say is that this framework is very new. So not everything might be in working order, which is fine. When it comes to IOCs, I don't really see a lot. Let's see if we can do screenshots. Screenshots. Did that work? Let's do help screenshot. Oh, wait. So actually took a screenshot. All right. Well, what does that look like? View, loot, screenshots. Okay. So took a screenshot right here. So that looks pretty cool. What did that look like? If someone is taking a screenshot, I want to know what that looks like. Okay. So service host right here. Might need some catching up. But which pit is this actually? No. Alright, let's refresh. Do we have anything different? Lock is terminated. Do we see the screenshot coming back? I don't think so. Yeah, interesting. I don't really see. Actually, let's do this right here because we have the. Nope, we don't have it. So root by this 4500. I don't see 4500, so I don't think we're using that PID that we're open still. I guess it don't make any sense now. Let's refresh real quick. And yeah, I don't really see much. We took a screenshot, but I don't know if there's anything of interest. What would definitely catch the eye? I guess creating accounts would definitely work. If we were able to WinRM, that would work. What about if we did something in PowerShell? So back to here. What would that look like in PowerShell? So PowerShell, I don't know, let's look up. I saw the PowerShell prompt open up on the victim. I wonder if this crashes it. We may have met the limitation of Havoc because it's not calling back. And as you can see right here, the PowerShell prompt is just hanging. It just kind of popped open. So I wonder what the logs say about that. The logs don't lie. Let's go back to here. Let's see, what do we have here? No connection. And let's look up right here. I saw a bunch of PowerShell being loaded before that. Let's look up. We see the current working directory. Definitely a telltale sign. We want to take that and add it to our case because that's no bueno. But we see PowerShell being loaded like a bunch. And then we see this right here. So interestingly enough, here you go. So we see our binary interacting with PowerShell in the HK local machine. So this would be like the I guess the kickoff, so to speak. This would definitely get added to our case as well. I keep seeing this service host, but I don't think there's any correlation there to it at all. Probably none at all, but this right here for sure we would add to a case. Service creation. Let's go ahead and boom, add that to our case for later. Let's see process creation right here. We see the NS lookup. And so the PowerShell terminal is still hanging. Yeah, I think we kind of met the limitation of Havoc, so to speak. It's been 2 minutes and going on 30 seconds. So what do we do to exit? Okay, so we can go ahead and exit. Actually, let's go help, exit, and see this example, exit thread. Exit thread. Okay. What happens here? I don't think when we had to get a callback or something. So yeah, that's not gonna work. I wonder what it looks like over the wire. Anything telltale signs? Anything past 25 minutes? Nothing. So there is some things we need to look at when it comes to IOCs, right? HTTPS connections. What do those SSL certs look like? Are they in the norm? And if so, can we differentiate those between, anomalies in the environment? Is this something that we should be seeing all the time? Let's go back to SSL and look down here. Do we see? So we do have the SSL cert right here that we saw. And if we go ahead and include that, we can look at some more information. We do see the one connection right here, and we can look in on the log down here, and we can look in the message and see that some more attributes. And what we do have, which is probably going to really help us out in the long run, is the JAW3 hash. Now, if this is a C2 framework that is dynamic, so to speak, then the JAW3 hash could change depending on the type of spawning that could happen between the endpoint and whatnot. But then that would create a lot of noise if the connection was constantly moving on and then spawning a new connection to a different process. If the connection was persistent and the JAW3 hash were the same, then this indeed would be a hard IOC right here. So whether or not this is static is to be determined. What we can do is we can go to Hunt, and we can span this out a little bit further, maybe 30 minutes, and we can look overall. And what we can do is we can then either correlate this JAW3 hash to other various data sets, and we can make a little graph out of that if you'd like, if that is your preferable way of looking at it. So then we can associate that JAW3 hash with other data sets such as like Z connections and notices and stuff. Look right here. What do we have right here? This is just like a regular con log. And we have the original attributes, JAW3 hash, and some more information. So looking at this all under one unified scene is definitely preferable. I think we're still hanging over here, still hanging in the shell. Oh, now we've killed our host. That sucks. No worries, no worries. So I have a lot of information here. If we want to, we can go ahead and let's look at the SSL log, just include that, and we can then add that to our original case, which is preferable. I'll go ahead and escalate that as well. So if we look back at our cases, I would say for sure we have enough data to paint a pretty good picture. It seemed like from the get-go we had an alert from a Sliver framework TLS certificate. Not sure if that was a string that was hitting on something particular in the con log. It could be a variety of things. We did look at that a little bit deeper, but as you can see, we're kind of able to look at the C2 framework and see what all it was about, and then do an inject and so on and so forth. We could probably track down exactly where it came from. We saw MS Edge and all the good stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. I like it. I like Havoc. I'm pretty familiar with PowerShell Empire Been using Sliver for a little while to kind of do some testing and see what it looks like. Cobalt Strike is like super. It's got like heavy signatures all around it. Some interesting stuff about this one was that it evaded Defender. Now these hosts are kind of like in the closed air gap environment, but I do update them. So they were only updated like a day or two ago, but still, I mean, like got past Defender pretty easily. I just kind of wanted to put this video out there just to kind of show some of the features of it, of Havoc. If you want to look at it differently as far as like the session view, the graph, it's pretty cool. I want to try to experiment with it a little bit more and potentially like maybe pivot, see what that looks like, see if there's any artifacts that are laid around. But just like generally speaking, I think it's a pretty solid C2 framework. I mean, I really like the feel of it. I mean, it has like a lot of good like output. Might be some bugs, but hey, everything needs a little work. So keep it up, C Spider. I like it a lot. I would love to keep testing it out some more and see what's the next big thing around the corner. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I don't make a lot of videos about stuff like this, so if there's anything that you want to see, maybe I can test out, and see what it looks like in Security Onion. I could go into more in depth on a lot of the features in Security Onion, but then this video would go on like for hours, and you don't want to hear me rambling off my ASMR voice. So until next time, catch you guys later. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. Be safe and take it easy. Peace.